Thanks for joining me. In today's episode, I'm going to talk you through a quick speed clean. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to discuss the concept of being in a constant state of cleaning. So it's time to gear up for our speed clean. This is going to be a short episode, but there are a few things that you may need to do to kick off your cleaning session. I'm already dressed for the day, but I still need to wash my face and run a brush through my hair, and you may need to freshen up a little bit too. And that kind of helps you feel motivated and just ready for everything and anything and everything. So and of course, you're not going to have time to do everything I'm mentioning. I'm just giving you some ideas to get you started. Another thing you may need to do is start a load of laundry or do a laundry switch the laundry from the washing machine into the dryer. Another thing you might want to do is quickly make your bed. Now, I definitely believe in making the bed as soon as you get out of it. I realize that if someone's still sleeping in your bed, that's not going to be possible. I believe in the concept in theory, but I will admit that when I'm home, I don't normally do that. But I've been out of town staying at my brother's house for a week, and I made the bed each morning because that's what you do when you're a guest. At home, though, I have to confess, I have a tendency to do some other housework first, and I end up just kind of having the goal of making the bed before my husband gets home. It's one of those finishing touches, like making sure that he has a clean bath towel hanging up, and then I place the remote on the bed, the TV remote. So if you've been listening to the show for a while, you know that, but I suddenly have the urge to make my bed as soon as I finish recording this podcast, and it's 7:47 a.m. right now. So I feel like I established a habit that I want to maintain. One thing about traveling and visiting other people, you get new perspectives, new ideas, and you come home a new person. And that's one of the things that it's not really a takeaway from the people I was visiting. I got those too, but it's just something that I was doing that I want to keep going. So maybe you need to make your bed. Let's see here. Maybe your house is not smelling fresh, or you're not sure it's smelling fresh, and you need to take out the trash, run the garbage disposal, start a wax warmer, or light a candle. Not only does that get your house smelling good, but it can kind of get you into a better mindset, the whole aromatherapy thing. So that may be something that you need to do. And then last but not least, you might want to do a quick straighten of your immediate entry area. Whether your house has kind of a separate foyer area, or your house is like mine and you're walking right into the living room, you might want to do a quick pickup. We are, of course, going to clean your front room and your entrance during this episode, but there might be some glaring problems that you want to deal with, just so there's a first impression if somebody comes home or somebody comes to the door. Since this is a speed clean, we are going to cover the main living areas, your front room, your entrance, maybe another entry, or maybe another living area that you spend a lot of time in, your kitchen, and then we're going to straighten the bathroom, one bathroom, and your master bedroom, but those are going to be just quick straightens. Okay. This is not like an hour-long whole house episode, but this is getting your house quickly under control. So I'll just give you another minute to work on whatever you wanted to do to gear up for your cleaning session. And one of the takeaways from the visit is that I thought about the fact that my sister-in-law, whose house I was staying at, it was my brother, his wife, their kids, but they also had house guests. So at any given time there were 12 to 13 people there, was that she was in a constant state of cooking and cleaning the kitchen. She was an amazing hostess. And of course, people were helping her at times, but it was her house. And kind of the culture of our family is, when you're at my house, I'm going to be doing most of the work. And when I'm at your house, you're going to be doing most of the work. And like when I'm with another side of the family, it's a little bit different. All the women are constantly in the kitchen. So don't come at me. It's different in different families. Again, I did help a couple times. I did take them all out to eat and pay for it and things like that. Okay. But she herself did the most work and was in a constant state of cooking and cleaning. And kind of the other inspiration for this episode, there's these, memes or short reels where there's kind of a joke that's like, the secret to keeping your house clean is just being in a constant state of cleaning. But it's kind of said in a sarcastic way, like, of course you don't want to be in a constant state of cleaning, but I'm planning to present it to you in this episode in a more positive way than I'm seeing it portrayed online, if that makes sense. So let's get right into it. I would like you to start at the front entrance of your home. Maybe you've already dealt with some glaring problems in the immediate entrance area, and you need to focus more on the front room. Although, if you have a house with two living areas, sometimes there's a tendency to keep that front room really pristine, and then there's a family room that's more the inner sanctum that can attract clutter. So maybe you need to go there. During a speed clean, you're doing what needs to be done. You're not just kind of going through the motions in each room. If a room is already straightened up, you go to a different room. The idea is to have your house tidy. Okay. And then, of course, after this episode, you can put on some music, sweep, vacuum, or whatever, if you still have the energy and the time to continue. But right now, I want you to focus on those common areas of your home and just getting them picked up. Maybe someone left their shoes out in the living room or family room. Maybe you need to clear some dishes off of the coffee table or some trash. Maybe your throw pillows need to be straightened. Maybe a small child has gotten crumbs on the couch and you need to kind of dust those off so that you can vacuum the floor and not all your furniture during this quick speed clean. You know what needs to be done at your house. I can't really cover every possible scenario here, but you know what needs to be done. Maybe there are pizza boxes out from the night before. Maybe there's kind of a clutter magnet, like your floor is already picked up, your couch cushions are straight, but that one surface, maybe the launch pad, that a table by the door or the back of your piano, wherever you kind of clutter up your house, maybe you need to put some things away. With me, it's the top of the piano. I've been out of town. My husband's been piling mail up there. That needs to be moved to my bedroom in basket, for example. I'm not complaining at all. It's just that's kind of where he sets things, and I take it from there. So you might have one of these clutter magnets or hot spots, if you will, in your front room. Or you may have small children and you're putting toys in the toy box, or you're cleaning up after a pet. I kind of noticed something. We've had a lot going on, but recently 2 of my kids were at camp, and my husband and I went on a little mini vacation, and this is before I went to South Carolina with my son. So I had these 2 back-to-back vacations, but on the first vacation, that was my husband and my 30th anniversary, 2 of our kids were at camp, and our 17-and-a-half-year-old son was home alone. We got home and the house was immaculate, and one reason for that is that we had told him that one of the dogs needed to be confined when she was in the house in a large crate. Like she'd be outside playing and then she would come in and be in a large crate, and she had a cushion and a water dish and whatnot. Because last time he was in charge of that particular dog, she had some accidents and whatnot. Like she doesn't really alert him when she needs to go outside and stuff, because she's one of these dogs who's a one-person dog who is just loyal to my teenage daughter who wasn't there. So anyway, long story short, I noticed there was a huge difference with that one dog not having free run of the house and how the living room looked, because at any given time there's just little bits of paper or tissue, like, and I don't mean like human tissue, I mean like, or human or animal tissue, I mean like, little pieces of toilet paper or paper. I don't know, she shreds things. She gets a hold of trash and shreds it. I don't know if she's getting into the bathroom trash, the kitchen trash. I don't know even where she finds this stuff, but there's little bits around that make the living room look a mess. And that was not a thing when she was going from the crate to the backyard. So I kind of got on my daughter, like, you have to supervise your dog, because when you were gone, she wasn't making these messes. Yes, you can have her running around, but you've got to pick up after her, because the house looks so much better when she's not shredding things. So anyway, I don't know if you're struggling with pet clutter, kid clutter, spouse clutter, or clutter that you're causing yourself, but I wanted to give you a couple minutes to straighten up, because that's a big part of the speed clean. And don't forget to go into your bedroom, quickly pick up the floor. I realize your bedroom might have just become this dungeon where you're putting everything because it's in the back of the house or something, and you might not be able to fully clean it. But if that's not the case, maybe you can just pick up the laundry off the floor and put it in the hamper. Maybe you can move the shoes to the closet. Maybe you can make your bed if you haven't already done so. And I'm not talking about a deep clean. Maybe you need to clear your nightstands, take those glasses to the kitchen. Okay, now's the time to finish straightening up your house, also having the goal of bringing anything to the kitchen that needs to be washed. Okay, we keep cups on our nightstands and even on the little ledge of our headboard. And so when I talk about gathering dishes from around the house, that's mainly what I mean. But you might have dishes lurking elsewhere, maybe on a dining room table, something somebody forgot to clear, maybe in a teenager's bedroom. So just finish this quick pickup. And I realize, depending on the condition of your home, you may not have been able to pick up everything off the floor, but sometimes it's surprising how fast it is to just pick up your house when you limit your time and just jump right in and do it and just start darting around. Go fly to the bumblebee and just start putting things away. Okay. So hopefully you've gotten a pickup done. You've gotten your house picked up, especially, the front areas and whatnot. The next thing we are, of course, going to focus on is the kitchen. But this is going to be a speed clean, so I'm only going to give you about 5 minutes to spend on dishes. If you cannot get your dishes done in that amount of time, no worries. You might be able to just get some things soaking or pile the dishes into the sink, because the goal of this episode is to get your house neat and tidy. And so ideally, if you have a dishwasher, you could be doing an empty reload and run. If you hand wash, you could do that important first sink load where you're washing glasses, silverware, plates, and bowls, and then you could get any pots and pans soaking at the end. But if you have a dishwasher, ideally, everything might fit into your dishwasher. I feel like it's such a win when I'm able to get everything into the dishwasher and there's even a room to put a pot or pan in the bottom. Lately, I haven't wanted to put my largest skillet in the dishwasher, but it's so quick to hand wash that one item. But I do typically put a saucepan and a pasta pot in the bottom rack of my dishwasher with the plates, which there aren't a lot of plates because I'm using disposables. Okay, but it's time to just knock out some dishes real quick, and then if you don't have time to do all of them, get them soaking. And my trick for soaking the remainder of the dishes is to fill up the sink, okay, with hot dishwater. You got your liquid dish detergent, your Dawn or whatever brand you use. And then for me, I put a couple drops of vinegar in there, a little splash of vinegar, white vinegar. And then I will drop a Cascade pod, that's designed for the dishwasher. I'll drop that in. It's a really effective soak that way. And of course, I pre-rinse before things go into the soak. But yeah, for someone with a dishwasher, super fast, empty, reload and run, get the rest soaking. For someone who's hand washing, wash that first sink load that you need to take care of to get your house functioning so that you have things to drink out of and eat out of, and then maybe get your pots and pans soaking. But I don't want to have a super long dishwashing session. And if you're like, the whole reason I listen to this show is to get this mountain of dishes done, I get it. Most of our episodes give you a lot of time on dishes. But for this episode, I just want you to get your house tidied up. Okay. When I got back from my trip, I walked in and I was like, wow, the house looks nice. It was tidy. It was vacuumed. There were dishes in the sink, but it didn't really faze me because I was so pleased with the overall tidiness and cleanliness of the house. But this is not definitely my husband is great at tidying, deep cleaning. This is not a deep cleaning episode though. We're focusing on the tidying part. Okay. Getting your house vacuum ready or Roomba ready or sweep ready. Okay. Getting your dishes going and consolidated to the sink area, and then cleaning the surfaces of your kitchen, wiping down your countertops, your stove top. Okay. Giving the kitchen floor a quick sweep. That's what you're going to be doing next in the kitchen. Okay. And in other episodes, we talk about things like cleaning from top to bottom, wiping down the cabinets, cleaning out your microwave, cleaning your fridge. Okay. All the things. And then bonus chores like cleaning a baseboard. We talk about all that, but this is kind of one of those quick straightens where we get the dishes under control and we clean the countertops and stovetops and floor. And of course, you want to get all of your dishes done before you go to bed tonight. Absolutely. That needs to be the goal. So you might need to do another empty reload and run of the dishwasher tonight, either after dinner or right before bed. Okay. Or, a sink load of dishes. Okay. That's the beauty of that soak that I mentioned, where you drop the pod in. It's going to be so easy to finish washing those dishes with little to no scrubbing. Okay. Just a quick swipe or whatever and a rinse. I recently got a new drying rack, so I'm pleased about that. And I let my husband help me pick it out because he does help in the kitchen. And so he does have a part in decisions of, how we do things around the house and whatnot. So I hope you're plugging away at getting your dishes going and your kitchen straightened up. And I realize you might not have time to sweep the kitchen. My husband does not approve of this cheat, so don't tell him. But sometimes I do a thing where I vacuum the living room and then I just vacuum the kitchen too. It's not as thorough as sweeping the kitchen, but it's better than nothing. And so that's sometimes my shortcut when I'm doing a quick speed clean. Okay. Again, this is not a deep cleaning episode, so don't judge me for not talking about certain things. We're just trying to make a visible impact. We're concentrating on high traffic areas, visible surfaces. Okay. We're working on overcoming procrastination, because knowing you just have a few minutes to complete a task can make it less daunting. It can serve as a motivator. You're more likely sometimes to start a quick tidying session, than a larger cleaning project that you might procrastinate on. Okay? Baby steps, folks. So I'm going to give you a couple more minutes in the kitchen. Okay? Because again, this is just a quick straighten. And then after that, you can either vacuum your house quickly, or you can straighten up a bathroom, whatever is kind of more important at the moment. I definitely like to have my kids do a bathroom touch-up. And what I mean by these touch-ups, it's when a lot of clutter accumulates on the vanity. Okay? That needs to be cleared off. Any towel or clothing that got dropped on the floor needs to get picked up. And then you can do a quick touch-up. Maybe use a disinfecting wipe to clean the flusher handle, the toilet seat, obviously after wiping down the sink area. But sometimes a bathroom touch-up is just dealing with the clutter. Sometimes it's not even a surface thing, because there's probably a day of the week that you clean your bathroom, okay? And there are episodes for that. This is just a quick straighten. So you're going to kind of decide, your front entrance and your front room's already picked up, your kitchen's under control. You're going to decide what to do next. Do you need to focus the remainder of your time straightening a bathroom, straightening a bedroom, or a little of both? Or would you rather kind of do that finishing touch of vacuuming? There's something about a thorough vacuuming that really puts the icing on the cake, because sometimes it doesn't look like you've cleaned until you've vacuumed. Okay? So let's talk, while you're doing whatever else needs to be done in your house, let's talk a little bit about this perpetual state of cleaning and what I mean by it. I've talked about this till I'm blue in the face in so many different episodes, how you should clean as you go when you're cooking. When you're waiting for water to boil, you can be wiping things down in your kitchen. You could be organizing your spice rack, things like that. And obviously you want to put away ingredients as you use them while you're cooking. I've talked about transferring things from the pan you cook them in into the serving dish / leftover storage container so that you can wash that pan while the food's still hot. If you've been listening for a while, you know about all that. And I think when we think about cleaning as we go, we think about cooking, because everybody knows you don't want to just spread things out all over the kitchen while you're cooking, because then you have this aftermath to deal with before your food even settles or whatever. So everybody knows about that, and that's important. And then everybody also knows that the goal as far as just living in your house is to put things away when you use them, in any area of your house. If you take off your shoes in the living room, bring those with you when you leave the room or something like that. Or if you get something out, put it away when you're done with it, put it where it goes. When you're getting ready in the bathroom, put your makeup back in your makeup bag or in your makeup drawer or your little basket where you keep these things. Just putting things back after you use them. We all know that. We're not perfect in it, but we know about cleaning as we go while cooking. We know that we want to be like somebody else, like our mom that just always puts things back instead of just getting distracted and leaving things out. We know all about that. Kind of what came to me when I saw the video, when I see these videos that talk about being in a perpetual state of cleaning, like it's something negative, I'm thinking, how can I do that? How can I start doing that? And I'm thinking about the part where I'm deep cleaning throughout the day. We're always going to have these cleaning sessions where we listen to a podcast and focus on a room or the whole house and, do a lot kind of in one session, a 130-minute session like we're doing now, or, maybe in it where we maybe clean our whole house in an hour, or we do a speed clean in 20 or 30 minutes. We're still going to need those, but our house is going to look nicer in between and, get to a deeper level of clean during our cleaning sessions if we learn to incorporate deep cleaning tasks into our day. It's possible, folks. And a big part of it is being observant. Okay, I've talked about this before, of course, but, while you're straightening up your living room kind of as part of your daily routine, what if you wiped down a couple switch plates or, wiped out the windowsill? What if you cleaned your TV screen before you were expecting company? And I think there's a tendency to save certain deeper cleaning tasks to our formal cleaning session, when we're ready to dedicate an hour, 2 hours, even 4 hours, if you're expecting overnight guests and you're going to do a deep clean on your whole house. There's a tendency to save certain tasks for those sessions, but I want to encourage you to start including these bonus chores into your minimum straightens, I guess, if that makes sense, into more of your daily routine. It's not just so that your cleaning sessions are less overwhelming. It's so that your house looks clean in between. And sometimes you need to do things while you're thinking about them. You notice a little spot on the wall, that's the time to clean it. I'm not talking about not being fun and just always cleaning. I'm talking about just as you move about your house, if you see a mess, deal with it. If you see a spot on the carpet, deal with it, because some of these tasks take just 60 seconds, and by not addressing them immediately, we're letting them build up. Okay? So yeah, the way my sister-in-law was staying busy with kind of thinking about the next meal as she finished cooking the first meal, and just kind of planning ahead and just staying active and constantly moving was inspiring. Okay. It was absolutely inspiring. And she was maintaining a house with 12 or 13 people in it because of the other house guests. Me and my son were staying there, but also my nephew and his wife and my niece. So there were just a lot of people. And then my cousin was visiting, all day, every day. There were just a lot of people there. But my sister-in-law managed to maintain this clean house and these home-cooked meals for that large of a group. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm down to a family of 5 at my house, and people aren't visiting, people have chore lists, and I can do better than what I'm doing. I can be in a perpetual state of cleaning. Obviously, there are times when, I'm sitting down to watch a movie or, playing a board game with my kids or something. I get that. But I'm talking about just as I move through the house, I can raise the standard. It's always inspiring to visit someone and just get ideas and see how they do things. Another thing they were doing is they had disposable cups. You write your name on the cup, and then you remember that's your cup. And I've done that in the past. I've talked about it in the past. But lately I haven't been doing it, and I kind of want to bring that back, because when you buy disposable cups, they disappear way too fast. But if you have people writing their names on them, they last longer. And some people with little kids could benefit from getting like a special cup, like a character cup. Like here's a cup with your favorite character, and everybody knows whose cup that is. But kind of the problem with that, if your family drinks a lot of milk, it's like once somebody drinks the milk in the cup, like they don't want to like rinse it out and put water in it. Like it needs to be washed at that point. That's kind of where writing your name comes in because, you know, you're going to be tossing them sometimes. But anyway, we're not really in that mode of having the designated cups. My kids do have the water bottles, you know, their tumbler that they use where they fill up water from the cooler. But then when it's like milk or something, they're dirtying a glass. So I am thinking of bringing back disposable cups just for the summer and, you know, write your name on the cup with a Sharpie, that whole thing, throwing that out as a summer tip. That's something that we were doing as guests at my brother and my sister-in-law's house. I hope you got a lot done during this speed clean. If you want to go deeper with your cleaning, definitely listen to another episode. If you want access to more episodes, you can support Clean With Me financially and get these bonus episodes. I appreciate it when you just listen to the free episodes because that helps us too. But if you go the extra mile to support the show, you will benefit from the bonus episodes, and Jessica and I will be super grateful. There are several ways you can support the show financially. To learn more about that, click on one of the links in the episode description or visit cleanwithmepodcast.com. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, happy cleaning. I'll talk to you soon.